Well, good morning. It's now about 11:15 on Saturday, July the 5th. I'm Andy and this is my allotment. Okay, time for the weekly roundup of what I'm going to do and what I want to do. I'll show you what's been going on in the last week, because the weather's been a bit bad recently. We've had a bit of rain for a few nights, which has stopped me coming down. That's why I'm on late this morning, because most of you know who watch normally. I'm down here between 6 and 8 most mornings on Saturday. But we had a heavy rainstorm yesterday, which carried on till this morning, so everything's rather damp, which is fantastic. It means I don't need to water anything. Everything that was put in last weekend is doing fantastic, but it stops you getting on and going on with it. Anyway, last week, but it being the last weekend of the month, I normally do a run round the allotment and I'll show you everybody else's plots and what's going on. A quick brief run round. I didn't have time to do that last week because my wife had come down to look at our bees and she was sat waiting for me to go, and I was risking life and limb if I tried to wander around the allotment for another 15 minutes to make a video for you guys. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to have a quick run round the rest of the allotment now, and I'll come back to my plot later on and show you in more detail what's been going on. Okay, first thing to notice, we've had a little delivery of wood chip. 3 wood loads by the looks of it there, which is absolutely brilliant. I've been waiting for wood chip for a while because I need to mark out my paths and things like that, and I'm also going to use some of it for mulch, I think, as well. Apparently the stuff at the back is apple and pear, which smells really nice, so I might have some of that. Anyway, two at a time. Start off with this plot, which is rather weedy in a lot of places. Now the people with this plot are relatively new to gardening, and they're not on here perhaps as often as they really need to be to get it up and running. Once it's running, then they can stay away for a few weeks at a time. But they've been on, they've harvested a few bits and pieces. They've got potatoes in and some more potatoes here, but they've also got a lot of fat hen in here as well, which needs to be got rid of. So they're on the way with that. It is going, but this time of year, you turn your back and everything grows like billy oils, you know. I have high hopes for this one. Right, next plot here. This one's Dawn's. She's got quite a lot of produce going at the moment. So a nice flower border here, onions in the middle, a couple of globe artichokes, which are quite small actually. I'm surprised at that. I thought globe artichokes would grow 4 or 5 foot tall, but these haven't, for whatever reason. Either way, it's looking good. Quite a lot of flowers coming on the onions though, and the ones at the back I'll take you to are actually flowering good and proper. I'm half a scarecrow. Looking a bit sad now and a bit tatty, and the hat's off and everything. First time that was up, I pulled up alongside, looked out the window, the shock of my life, and I thought there was somebody standing watching me. Anyway, these are leeks, I think, looking at it, and they've all gone to seed. Every last one of them, unfortunately. And it's not going to be doing any good because they'll all be inedible now, because the seed head will go right the way through the middle as a hard core. You won't be able to get anything out. Again, lots of weeds on this plot. She only gets time to come down once in a while, and they do blitz it when they do come down, but I think it's time for another blitz. Right, moving on to this one now. This little bit here is Michaela's plot. Now she's got a lady called Janet helping her at the moment, and there's quite a lot going on. There's lots of strawberries and blackcurrants there, another bed of strawberries, some brassicas, looks like red cabbage, but they've been a bit ravaged by slugs by the looks of it. And then down this end, lots of weeds. Again, same as everywhere, my plot included. Looks like they've got an attempt at some sort of cold frame there, or some netting protection, but it's not working because the netting is ripped or come off. Excuse me. Lots of little beds with bits and pieces in, and then this bottom bit here looks like Jerusalem artichokes here at this corner. Some climbing beans, lots of potatoes, and looks like they've been digging potatoes out as well, and more beans and more beans. So again, a lot of stuff going on in here, but equally a lot of work needed to bring it back up to scratch, up to standard, which seems to be the common theme at the moment. Okay, on to Diane's plot. Now Diane's been here probably the longest of all of us, which means she's been here about 3 years, which isn't a huge amount, but lots of currant bushes here on the corner. Rhubarb. Now Diane does like her rhubarb. It's everywhere, as you can see, loads there. And look at the berries on that blackcurrant. They'll be very, very soon ready for picking. Loads of potatoes, loads more potatoes, and more potatoes. And not sure what this one is. It looks like a celery or celeriac or something like that, but it's absolutely massive with like fern frond type heads. No idea what that is, but looks impressive. This Diane's strawberry patch, and more blackcurrants, lots of them. She's using a different variant on the beds to me. She's got a few small beds like this, made from pellet collars, and then she's also got, as I move over here to show you, a couple of absolutely massive beds which run all the way down there. So she's got absolutely loads of crop comfrey in there. I guess she loves comfrey for some reason. She's got loads of it, and lots of fruit and everything at the back there. I'll take you around and show you her clove artichokes, which are a lot larger than the ones that are on Michaela's pot, which is what I was concerned about. Well, not concerned about, but surprised at, shall we say. Oh yes, Diane's one of our beekeepers as well, and that box there was simply left out of the shed because she had no room for it. 4 weeks ago, a swarm moved in, so she's got bees in there, and you can see them going in and out. But we investigated that 2 nights ago, and very healthy. Saw the queen, marked her. Now these are the little artichokes I was talking about, and as you can see they're a lot taller than the ones on Dawn's plot. Whether that's these are a different variety, I really don't know, but either way, these will be stunning when they flower. Diane doesn't eat these. She actually simply has them as a decoration, which I think is a waste, but still. Okay, this plot is Len's. Len's been on here probably about as long as Diane has, and his plot looks really good. He's got his compost bays there, rhubarb, fruit at this end, and then he's got some lovely well dug beds. Oh, he's growing fennel again this year. It looks like he's got celery in next to them, possibly on either side of them actually, unless one of those is celeriac, I'm not sure. And his beans are up and flowering already. He's way ahead of me on that. And his sweet corn, it must be 3 foot high already with tassels. Fantastic. Now the reason Len's got all his onions caged in like Fort Knox is that we have some resident foxes in the area who like to play on the allotment. The last couple of years they've taken to digging up Len's onions and carrying them around the plot with them. So he's had to make it fox proof, which seems to be working because he's not lost any this year, but we'll see. Oh, nice raspberries coming on Diane's. Not too many yet, but probably a late variety. Right, this next plot is a quarter plot. This is Jimmy's plot. It basically goes back as far as the cage you can see there, from the shed and the greenhouse is on another plot. So he's only got half a dozen small beds, but they're full, and they're pretty much weed free, and he's got lots of stuff in there. He's got onions, beetroots, looks like chard in there perhaps as well, some strawberries over there, some blackcurrants. The weight is weighing down the branch. Not sure what he's got in the back bed there. Looks like some tomatoes, and he's definitely got a squash of some sort, and nasturtiums. It could be nasturtiums actually, looking at the size of the leaves, and broad beans. So plenty going. This is good. This next plot here, this 3/4 is Ian's. He's got a newish greenhouse, which to be honest I like to see it used a lot more. He's got shelves in there with nothing on, but then again perhaps we're out to that stage at the moment of the year. He's got some peas going, some couple of squashes or pumpkins of some sort there, no idea what really, to be honest. Sweet corn, tomatoes, strawberries, broad beans, lots of them, brassicas, more tomatoes, onions, what look like celery, onions ready for lifting pretty much, and raw potatoes and some very, very nice kale plants over there, which are looking rather good. And some more onions here, or maybe garlic. Probably onions, looking at the size of them. Okay, now this little corner here is John and Angie's, and they've got some rather nice tomatoes and some potatoes in there. I'm not sure that's comfrey in the middle with purple flowers. Yes, it looks like comfrey. And they've got tomato there as well, so there's a mishmash of all sorts in here. In fact, I think these are tomatoes, not potatoes. Sorry, my mistake. Similar leaves, that's my excuse. Right. Whatever this is, it's gone to seed. And it's massive. No idea what it is. Apart from the fact it was a brassica at one point. Well, still is, of course, but might be an experiment like my 3-year-old PSP. Anyway, John's using a similar design to me with the frames over the beds. He's got all his frame in one, as I have mine in two. He's got looks like strawberries in there. I'm pretty certain these are potatoes. And then leeks, which are going to flower, and very nice, pretty purple flowers they are. More potatoes at the back, and all this lot here is potato as well. Okay, this plot in the corner here. This is David's plot. Now David's our chicken man, and his ghost thing had come to let them out and to feed them. Sorry ghost, you have to wait. He's got 8 chickens at the moment, I believe. He's got some potatoes in here, which I think are volunteers from last year. And on this side we've got onions or garlic, perhaps going to seed. Raspberries looking very nice actually, very, very heavy flowers, heavy fruit rather, mixed in with some lovely purple flowers from comfrey. Unfortunately, the rest of it does need a good weed out and tidy up. He needs to give a good concerted effort on this and clear a couple of beds and come back and do a bit more. Right, that's everything for this side of the allotment. I'll take you over to the other side now. I'll show you what's happening over there. Right, this first plot we're coming up to here is Sue and Stuart's, and it's looking rather neat and tidy. Got peas in at the front with either onions or garlic, I'm not sure which, and sweet corn at the back. There's a big squash or pumpkin behind that. They've also got farming beans at the top of the pole with all the flowers on, so they'll be fruiting soon. And lots more brassicas in there, looks like cabbage, possibly cauliflower. This is all the onions. They've got a path down the middle so they can get down there, I would presume. And you've got lots of red onions in here by the looks of it. This looks like potatoes, but they're not particularly big, so they're possibly like my red Duke York, not doing brilliantly maybe. And this is brilliant. This is their white currant. So look at the fruit on that, absolutely gorgeous. All the way down, just dripping with the fruit. This is much better than mine. Then again, mine's only been in situ for a year. And also the black currant. Again, I think Sue and Stu have been on here for about 3 years as well, so they've had a good start. Next over, this is Simon's. This is Simon's first season. He's been with us since probably, I think it was September, October last year, so he's doing really well. He's only got half a plot, but what he's got is well looked after, it's neat, it's tidy, there's virtually no weeds, and he's got lots of crops in. Beetroot, not sure what the stuff is over there. Looks like it could be strawberries actually. A whole bed full of lettuce, possibly a little bit too close together, but eggs grow it, who cares. Possibly chives, or actually they all look like shallots maybe, or spring onions, something like that. With his sweet corn, strawberries, beans at the back. Got 4 beds ready for planting up. In fact, some may actually have been sown looking at it. In fact, they have been sown. He's got stuff coming through in there. And he's got possibly a few too many courgettes in one potch. He might regret that when they grow properly, but it's what it's all about, isn't it? It's all part and parcel of the learning curve on when you're growing. More onions, and not sure what that is in there, to be honest. Could be potatoes at the back. These at the front. Parsnips probably, looking at it. Okay, this next bit here, this is Steve's plot. Now Steve used to have a full plot, but he gave half of it up, and Simon has taken the other half. and he's doing well. Greenhouse absolutely heaving with stuff. Looks like it could possibly do with the water, as it's wilting a little bit in the heat we've had. He's got these homemade cold frames which he uses wonderful to a good extent. That looks like asparagus in there. See the fronds. Peas, potatoes, parsnips, everything you can possibly want in here. And it's looking good. Now we have another plot here which has been newly taken on this year, and the people who've taken this on are newcomers to gardening. It was all a mass like this when they first took it on. They've cut it back, rotivated it, which is probably the worst thing to do, but they knew, they learn, and they put a bed in which is getting quickly overgrown. They'll need to do something about this fairly soon, otherwise they're going to be getting a letter asking to come down and sort the weeds out, because when these docks start to flower and spread the seeds, and that's the worst thing, we need to keep on top of it. But early days yet, let's give them a chance. Right, just turn you off for a minute while I go over to the other side so you're not wasting film. Okay, welcome back. This is another full plot on here. We only have 4 full plots on the allotment, all the rest are halves, and there's a quarter or 3/4. Now this belongs to David Jones, and he's got lots and lots of raspberries here, which he's covering over with fleece to try and keep the birds off, because he's right underneath the trees here, and all the birds will just come down and eat everything he's got. Looking quite neat and tidy. David's apparently got himself a new strimmer, so he's down here all the time using it, and this is well and truly strimmed back. Nice if we get a couple more beds in there, but it's looking neat and tidy, so can't complain. Lots of potatoes in, and he's got a polytunnel like mine. The only difference is that his didn't blow away in the winter, and the spring winds rather, than mine did. This section is Pete's. He's got, again, half a plot. Lovely neat and tidy, lovely large beds with a few smaller ones on the end, like the one here with this garlic in, and yeah, looking really good. Nice, neat and tidy. What more can you say? This half plot here belongs to Ken. He's gone down the same sort of route as Pete. He's got some large beds, he's got some smaller beds, some raised beds. He's got a mixture of everything, which is good. And you can see this on there, but cherries on the tree, looking really nice and inviting. He's got blackcurrant, and he's got another small tree here which is moving from there because it's not doing very well. So he's going to put that down in our orchard, and hopefully it'll look alright. Unfortunately in there it does look like some of his brassicas have gone to seed. Might be the heat, a lack of water maybe, I don't know. Nice neat plot. The next plot, the last one before I get you onto mine, belongs to Terry. Now, Terry was absent for most of last year due to one reason or another, and the whole place was like knee deep in weeds, etc., as you've probably seen on some of my other videos. What a difference this is now. He's got it all trimmed back, cut back. He's done it on his hands and knees with a pair of shears because he didn't want to use the strimmer. This is going to be a base for his shed. I think he'll have to sink that down a little bit into the ground and get some concrete poured into it. A couple of inches deep is all he needs really, just to make a decent base for his shed. And he likes to get some crops out of this year. Last year the crops were left in there and they basically rotted while they were in, which was a bit of a shame, because when he pulled them out they were massive, but slugs have been at them at that point and they weren't particularly well. So hopefully he'll do some better stuff for us this year. Right, that's all the tour for now. I'll come back onto my own allotment when I've had a chance to get onto it. Just a quick pan around it. As you can see, the grass is back. I need to get on and cut that this weekend. Hopefully this afternoon, if the weather stays nice, I'll be able to do that. A lot of weeding of the beds to do, because while I've been clearing out other beds, weeds will come back in others, so they need to be sorted out. I've got the Brussels sprout plant to move that was getting swamped by the others. I've got strawberries to harvest, lots and lots of strawberries. I've already had nearly 3 kilos of strawberries off here, and it looks like I've probably got about a third of what's going to come out eventually. And anyway, I will take you around there later and show you what's going on. Oh, and I'm harvesting my currants today, red and white. So, well, red definitely, white maybe not, because there's not huge amounts of them. But I'll come back to you later and show you what's going on. Bye for now. Welcome back. I thought I'd give you a quick update on where I've got up to so far today and what I've been doing since I came down. Now, when I opened up the polytunnel, it had I need to water on the floor. As I'm sure you remember, the polytunnel floods dramatically whenever it rains hard here. So what I decided to do today as a priority, rather than mess around with weeding and such like, I've extended my drainage trench. Now if you remember, the drainage trench was only just between the shed and the polytunnel, in that gap there. I've extended it down here, and I've also dug a good metre or so into the polytunnel. There is some more going up underneath the black plastic, but you can't see it from here. I filled it in most of the way with rubble. I'm going to tip some soil back on top to level it off, tamp it down. I'm going to do the same out here, and then here I'm going to continue the path in front of the polytunnel and in front of the shed, with flags over the top of the drainage pipe, so there's no problem about digging into it again in the future. It's going to need a lot of stone, so I'm going to have to do some scavenging and look around and find some rubble and what have you, and I may end up having to resort to buy some stone. But the plan for today is now to get this bit finished off here, get this dug in front of the polytunnel. I'm going to put the pallet across in front of the shed so I can get in and out of it without falling down the hole, but the rest of it I'm going to leave for now. If someone falls down the hole overnight, well, they shouldn't have been here in the first place. It's not unreasonable to leave it part dug when I'm working on it. But anyway, that's the plan for me today. The rest of this morning, or the rest of this afternoon while I'm here, is to finish off this bit, dig out a little bit here so I can put some wood chip down and some cardboard underneath that as a base for the path, and then put some flags across in front of the polytunnel, hold it down a little bit with the weight of the flags as well, and eventually continue the path to in front of the shed. How much further it's going to go I really don't know, because I don't know what I'm going to do over there at that side of the plot as yet, but path to the front of the shed seems a good idea, and it also covers over this pipe, so it's got to happen. Anyway, I'll speak to you later. Oh, before I go, if anybody's wondering if there's a benefit to having a polytunnel, when I came down here today, the temperature according to my car thermometer was 16 degrees. The temperature inside the polytunnel when I opened it was 44. Now let's go and have a look and see now what the temperature is at the moment. So at the moment it's showing 28 or 22. The 22 is yeah, the 22 is at the end of the wire, which is going all the way over and around the back. But the 28 is where this is itself. Now let's see what it's been most high. The highest it's been since Thursday is 47.9. The lowest is 7.2. Let's reset those. So, just in case you needed any incentive to get one of these, or a greenhouse, or whatever you're going to use, I would definitely recommend it. And while I'm in here, when you can quite see that, but there's a melon, little mouse melon starting, cucamelon, so I'm very pleased. Anyway, scavenging of rocks. Speak to you later. Okay folks, it's a little bit later in the day, and I've only got a short amount of time left now, because I've had a phone call from the wife to go and pick her up. She's been beautified today. Gone to some beauty salon somewhere in Oldham to get sorted out. Now I thought that sort of work would need some form of estimate, but apparently they can get it done straight away, so good luck to her. Anyway, as you can see, got the first few flags down outside the polytunnel. I can't go any further because I've run out of stone to fill the tunnel in, the channel. As you can see, there's still water in there, but underneath here, that's about as far as it goes. The stone's under there, so I can't put the next flag down at the moment until I get some more stone to fill all that lot in. Probably going to take about 4 bags of stone from B&Q. I've run out of all the rubble I had on the plot, so the next step is to say to go on B&Q for some more. One thing I haven't shown you today, although I did show you very briefly inside here, is I've got some cucumbers coming. Now this is the cucumber plant. It's just a standard cucumber, and I don't know if you can see under there, but a couple of cucumbers, which I'm very pleased about. Oh, actually there's more down there, so there's actually 3 of them on there at the moment. A couple of male flowers as well. I'm not sure if you have to take male flowers out on this. I'll find out later. I've also got some flowers on the green zebra. There's flowers there on the Shirley. No, sorry, that's the Alicante, and I've got lots of flowers on the Shirley. and these aubergines, after doing nothing for ages, have suddenly started to zoom up. Presumably they're finding the roots in the grow bag, and now they've got the root system they want to be off. Now the floor has dried dramatically, and this morning when I showed it to you, this floor was about 1.5 inches deep in water, and now fine. The flags need bedding in properly. They're still grating and grinding around, but as they're on wood chip, it's going to settle for a while, and overall it's not too bad. Now I have got lots of strawberries to harvest. I can see from here dozens of them already, and I'll probably come back for those later on, because I'm going to have to go fairly shortly, as I said. But let's give you a quick scan around the allotment. July the 5th, and apart from all the weeds there, very pleased. Alright, bye for now, speak to you next time.